Hello and welcome to TotoTCG. You are here with me, Matthew, and we are back here with another Pokemon news update. So in this update we are going to be talking about Explosive Impact. So, before we get started, if you think my voice sounds different, yes, it is because I'm suffering from a cold. Why am I suffering from a cold? I really do not know. I have absolutely no idea, so I do apologise. I can't even speak. I do apologise for my voice being a little bit weird. However, we are going to be splitting up Explosive Impact, or at least all the cards, into two parts. So we're going to have one part right now, and then another part tomorrow. Number one, it fills out 2 days for me, but it also allows us to sort of not have like a 50 minute to an hour video, which I know can be a bit boring. So, without further ado, we're going to not waste any more time, and we're going to check out what these cards actually are. Okay, so let's get on with it. We have got about 95 or so cards to check out. We have obviously checked out the GXs and, of course, the Prism Stars, but we're going to split this up into two different videos. So we're going to have Grass to Psychic types, and then we're going to have Fighting to the rest of the trainers. That's how I'm going to split it up, just so we're not having a massive huge 40 odd minute video. That way we can sort of almost take our time, and have a look at everything bit by bit. So, without further ado, let's crack on. Let's have a little look at the first card, which we do have another Scyther, which is pretty cool. Now, is it any better than the one we had before? The attack is 2 colours for Fury Cutter, 10 plus damage, flip 3 coins. So if you get 1 heads, it's 20, 2 heads, 50 more damage, and 3 heads is 70 more damage. So you could be doing a grand total of 30, 60 or 80 damage there, depending on how many heads you get from the 3. Which, to be honest, is pretty cool, because the other one did rely on a roll of the dice, and it was only 20 damage, but if you rolled heads, they couldn't attack you next turn, or it wasn't a free attack, but it was for, I think it's just a colourless, and it literally just allowed you to go get another 2 Scythers, which, to be honest, is pretty cool. So you could possibly think of maybe playing a 1-3 line if you wanted to. So you've got the 1 for the 2 extra Scythers, get the Scythers on the bench. If you don't have any sizzles, at least you could possibly switch it out and get going from there. So that could be pretty cool. We do have a starter as well. We got Chikorita right here. Very nice artwork. Love this one very much. So for 1 colour, we got Synthesis. Search your deck for a grass energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. Then for a grass and a colour, we got Razor Leaf for 20 damage. So I mean, that's okay. It does have 60 HP compared to another Chikorita, which we'll be getting in this set. For 1 grass, Mini Drain, 10 damage, and you heal 10 from that. But it does have 70, so probably more people are going to play that one than, of course, the 60 HP. We are also getting a Bayleaf card as well, which does look pretty cool. Like that artwork a lot. So for 1 grass, we got Soothing Scent, 20 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. And then for 1 grass, 2 colours, we got Razor Leaf for 50 damage. Probably not the best sort of move for damage. Of course, then that does evolve into Meganium right here, a holo in the set. This is going to be a pretty interesting one. Ability, Early Ripening Herb. Once during your turn, you may choose one of your basic Pokemon in play. If you have a Stage 2 card in your hand, then you can evolve the Pokemon and just put the card onto the basic. So it's basically like a built-in ability rare candy. Yes, you can only use it once, but you're really helping to speed up some of the evolution types. So say, for example, you maybe play this with Decidueye. It has to be obviously a basic and a Stage 2. It can't be like a Stage 1. It doesn't say Stage 1. But a very good ability there. Definitely one to look out for. We are getting Spinarak, which we did actually get in our previous set as well. So we're getting another Spinarak here. So for 1 grass, we got Web Vanish. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned and paralysed. Put this Pokemon on all cards attached into the Lost Zone. So could be an interesting one. Like I said, there was a lot of stuff here that relies very much on Lost Zone stuff, and you'll see that as we go through. Then for 1 colour, we got Sting for 10 damage, so you'll probably be wanting to just do that Web Vanish so you can get that card into the Lost Zone, and gives you more Pokemon. You'll see why in a bit. So we also have an Ariados, probably not as good as the previous one. We did obviously have a hollow, and that was sort of like dangling down on a web, which looked really cool. This one, he's on a little stone mountain in the background. But let's go through a few things here. So for 2 colours, we got Trap Thread, 30 damage during your opponent's next turn. When your opponent plays an item or supporter card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to the defending Pokemon. Then for a grass and a double colours, we got Poison Jab for 70 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralysed. It's okay. We are getting Hoppip right here. I like this artwork, very nice. 1 colours for Sprout. Search your deck for a Hoppip and put it on your bench. It's okay. And then we also have another Hoppip like this one as well, but this one has a difference of 10 more HP. It puts it up to 40, which obviously isn't the biggest amount, but a lot of people do find that this can help. 1 Grass Tackle for 20 damage. Pretty simple. We got a Skiploom here. I like how you can actually see Jumpluff in the background as well. But Skiploom, ability Flower Bridge. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Jumpluff and switch it with this Pokemon. Place this Pokemon and all cards attached to it into the Lost Zone, then shuffle your deck. There is a reason for that. And for 1 grass, we got Tackle for 30 damage, although I think you'll be using the ability to then allow you to get this Jumpluff. Jumpluff here is going to be a hollow. Very interesting artwork there. Sort of either like raindrops or some sort of attack going on there, but it looks really cool nevertheless. So here we go. 1 grass for Lost March. 20 times damage. This attack does 20 damage times the number of Pokemon in your Lost Zone, excluding Pokemon Prism Star. So that means that anything that actually makes its way into the Lost Zone is increasing a Lost March attack. Now, it's not just Jumpluff that has the Lost March attack, which means that your Skiplooms can go in there. And of course this one, Spinarak, can go in there. So that is already 8 cards which can probably go in there. Plus the fact that this ability already allows you to get a Jumpluff, which is really, really cool indeed. So yeah, very interesting one. Already people have been thinking about getting decks ready. This even has a retreat of 0, which is pretty cool. So that's definitely one to look out for. We are also getting a Pineco, which is pretty sweet. For 1 colour, so we got Continuous Headbutt, 20 times damage, flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 20 damage times the number of heads, which again is, it's okay. Shuckle GX we've already gone through, so we don't need to go through that. We're getting a Heracross, very simplistic, stunning almost artwork there, but very simplistic. 1 colours for Tackle, 20 damage, and then for a Grass and Colour, Strength of 100. 30 plus damage if you have a stage 2 Pokemon on your bench. This attack does 90 more damage. So that's pretty easy to get a 120 attack there. So that could be pretty interesting. Celebi Prism Star we've already gone over. We are getting 2 Cyndaquils as well. There's the first Cyndaquil there with 60 HP. 1 fire for Smokescreen, 10 damage. If the defending Pokemon tries to attack during your opponent's next turn, your opponent flips a coin. If tails, the attack fails. And then we have another Cyndaquil here. Very, almost, they kind of look sort of the same. Like they're in the same place. But they have the same sort of artwork. But they look pretty cool. This one's difference is, of course, it does have 70 HP. And for 2 colours, it does hammer in for 30 damage, which I guess is okay. But does it live up when it evolves? Let's have a little look. We got a Quilava here. Very interesting looking artwork there. Looks a bit scared, to be honest. Double colours for hammer in again for 30 damage. And then for 4 fire, we got Super Singe. 60 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. So that will basically be doing 80. Now, if you've got Weller Volcano Park going, that would keep that going. So that's pretty sweet. Then we have a Typhlosion Hollow right here. Very nice artwork indeed. Love the attack that's going on here with this purple sort of fireball going on. Looks pretty cool. So the ability, Burning Energy. Once during your turn, you may choose to treat all energy attached to your Pokemon in play as fire energy until the end of your turn, including cards newly brought into play. So what this probably means is if this is on your bench, you can, and say for example one of the Pokemon has double colourless, maybe different types of energy, and they're not fire, and it's on a fire Pokemon which needs possibly 4 fire energies. This thing allows you to ensure that those fire energies those different energies are fire energies. So it could be a pretty cool one. Definitely could be a pretty cool one indeed. We've also got this one right here for 4 fire, Lost Flame, 120 damage, put 2 energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon into the Lost Zone. Very good, to be honest, because obviously if you were to knock them out, the energy would go in the discard pile. Most people can get that stuff back out of the discard pile. Lost Zone, not so much. So that is going to be interesting. Then we have got a Houndour right here, very nice one. So for 1 colourless, we got Team Hunt. Draw a card for each of your Houndour in place. If they're on the bench, then of course you can draw some cards there. And then for 1 fire, we got Flame for 10 damage. So that's pretty nice. Then of course we do have the Houndoom right here. Very nice artwork indeed. Like this one a lot. So for 1 colourless, we got Nasty Plot. Search your deck for a card, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. Then for 2 fire, we got Operation Attack. 50 plus damage. If you have more cards in your hand than your opponent, this attack does 80 more damage. So that could do a grand total of 130, which is pretty cool. And if you maybe run a bit of Zoroark or something, you can obviously trade and get quite a lot of cards in hand. We do also have an Entei Hollow, which I can also say right now that this is going to be one of the theme decks. We're going to be getting an Entei and I think it was Raikou theme deck, so that's going to be interesting. But for a fire and colours, we got Fire Fang, 20 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned, which again, well, a Volcano Park would love this. And then 2 fire, 1 colours for Eruption, 80 plus damage. Each player discards the top card from their deck. This attack does 60 more damage for each energy card discarded. So, you know, if both of them get that, then that's another 120 on top of the 80, which is 200. If you just get it, or your opponent just gets it, that's 60 more. Still 140, which is pretty cool. Blacephalon GX we've already gone through. We can move on now to the water Pokemon, which are here. So we've got Slowpoke here. Very weird looking artwork here. Very weird. But, you know, it's a Slowpoke. 1 colours for Yawn. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. It's pretty simplistic. That evolves into Slowking. I absolutely love this artwork so much. It looks so cool. So cool indeed. So, what have we got here? For 1 water, we got Memory Loss. Your opponent reveals their hand. Choose 1 card and put it into the Lost Zone. So, this could definitely very much help, yet again, putting stuff into the Lost Zone that they don't want to get put in there. Possibly energies, possibly Pokemon. It could be a very, very interesting one indeed. Then we've got for 3 colours, we've got Psychic for 60 plus damage. This attack does 20 more damage times the number of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So that definitely relies very much on your opponent's Pokemon. But that first attack is pretty cool. We're getting a Delibird as well, which I think the last time we saw a Delibird was in Guardians Rising. Simplistic artwork, but I like it. 1 colours for Happy Deliver. Choose any number of your benched Pokemon without any Pokemon tool cards attached. Search your deck for up to that many Pokemon tool cards and attach them to each of your chosen Pokemon. So, I mean, that can definitely help very much. You know, you're like, oh, I do need some tool cards attached. Now, yes, of course, your opponent could field blower them off. That's fair enough. But could be an interesting one. 2 colours for Flap as well for 30 damage. Definitely, probably that first attack is the main thing you want from this. We've got a Mantine. Love this artwork. I absolutely think this is fantastic. Loving it so much. The ability Mantine Surf. If this Pokemon has any energies attached to it, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. And then for its attack, it's got 2 water, 1 colours for Surf, 100 damage. So obviously, it's only got a retreat of 1, but having free retreat is pretty cool. So that's going to be a nice one. Suicune GX we've already been over, so we don't need to go through that again. We got a Marini coming out in this set. Very interesting one. Sort of hiding, I think it's under a cave or it could be coral, but it's an interesting one nevertheless. I like it a lot. 1 water for Spike Cannon. 30 times damage. Flip 2 coins. Attack does 30 damage times the number of heads. Then we've also got a Toxapex as well, which of course does evolve from Marini. 1 water for Poison Sting. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. And then 2 water for Venom Fever. 50 times damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, this attack does 50 damage times the number of damage counters on it. So obviously that does set up from this one. And if you've got some way of keeping it in in play, then happy days. Now, something that probably a lot of you are well, maybe I'm looking more than you guys, but we had Chikorita, and we've also had Cyndaquil. We hadn't had a Totodile. Yeah, I think we all know why. It was coming out in Dragon Majesty, which in our case is coming out this Friday. So that is probably why they haven't done a Fraligator, and you can see that what's been stated here. Because obviously Fraligator would have been found in the water stuff, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. So let's move on now to the lightning types here. Starting off with another Chinchou and Lantern. So we've got 1 colours for Thunder Wave. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralysed. And then a Lightning and colours for Lightning Ball, which is 20 damage. Then that evolves into a Lantern right here. So for 2 colours, we've got Salvage. Choose up to 4 item cards from your discard pile. Show them to your opponent and then shuffle them into your deck. That is pretty nice. They are shuffled into your deck, but you're getting 4 item cards back, which could be very, very nice. Then for 1 lightning and a colourless, we've got Signal Beam for 50 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Probably the best thing is that Salvage thing right there. Moving on, we are getting 2 Mareeps actually. So this one has got an ability, Fluffy Pillow. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may choose to leave your opponent's active Pokemon asleep. Most of the time you probably will, just a little bit of an annoyance. Double colours for Tackle for 20 damage. Then we've got this one right here. Love this artwork so much. It looks so cool. And there's the little, I think it's dandelions, I think it is. These little things where you normally blow on them and you can go like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, that sort of thing. They're all in the... I like this. It looks so cool. And the difference between these two is just 10 HP as well. But this one has a attack for 1 lightning for Thunder Shock, 10 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now... They've said that, but it's paralysed, so there we go. That then evolves into a Flaffy, a very interesting looking Flaffy there. Looks a little bit confused, but there we go. 2 lightning for Signal Beam, 40 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Then we are getting an Ampharos as well. I absolutely love this artwork. I love that purple electricity going on there. Looks really, really cool. So the ability, Invisible Flash. Once during your turn, you may put 2 lightning energies from your hand into the Lost Zone. If you do, leave your opponent's active Pokemon paralysed. That could be pretty cool, but you are getting rid of lightning energies, which of course will be placed on other bits and bobs. It is a holo as well. And of course for 2 lightning we've got Split Bomb. This attack does 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can choose, you know, their active, their bench, etc. So that, I mean, that's not bad, not bad. We are also getting a Raikou. Now this Raikou will have its own theme deck, just like Entei. And of course Suicune is a GX, so that we don't need to talk about that. But for a Lightning and Colours, we got Lost Voltage. 30 damage if you have any lightning energies in the Lost Zone. This attack does 90 more damage. So this thing definitely helping to set up this. So I don't know whether this theme deck will have Ampharos in it. I guess it would sort of make sense. It definitely does help each other. But the fact that you can do 120 for 2 energies is not bad. So, let's move on. We have got ourselves a Natu right here. Psychic Natu. So for 2 colours we got Lost March again. Like I said, it's not the only one that... it's not the first one to have this attack, and I don't think it's the last. But Lost March. This attack does 20 damage, times the number of your Pokemon in the Lost Zone. We know that, excluding obviously the Prism Stars. That would then evolve into a Exatu. For 2 colourless we got Energy Gaze. 30 plus damage. Your opponent reveals their hand. If they have any energy cards in their hand, this attack does 60 more damage, so it could do 90. And then for Psychic and Double Colours, we've got Psychic Spear for 80 damage. It's alright, but I think you'll probably be focusing more on the Lost March. Yes, it does only have 40 HP, but Lost March could be pretty interesting. We are getting an Espeon in this set as well. Don't worry, we will be getting an Eevee as well, but we'll be checking that out tomorrow. So for 1 colour we've got Allure, draw 3 cards. And for 1 Psychic we got Energy Crush, 20 plus damage. This attack does 20 more damage times the number of energies attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. That could be pretty nice indeed. Very cool. For just 1 Psychic, a little bit of Espeon in there could go a nice way. So we've got 3 unknown cards coming out in this set. Now these all have very interesting abilities. Now let me just read these out. Ability, damage. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and your bench Pokemon have a combined total of at least 66 damage counters on them, you may choose to win the game. Right, so that is pretty cool. Now, bearing in mind, you need to have 660 damage placed on 5 of your Pokemon. So you need at least, it wouldn't even be 120, because 120 would give you 600, because you'd have 5 on the bench. So if you wanted the 60, you're probably going to be looking at maybe about, it's not 120, 130 would just get to 60, I believe. No, it'd be 50. So you're looking at about 140 on every single Pokemon to at least be able to get this. Now, that can be done, but it's going to be very, very hard to do so. But I'm not saying it's impossible, because there's a lot of stuff that helps to bulk out a Pokemon. And what I mean by that is sort of give it more health. So, for example, if you have stage 1s in play, you place a load of bodybuilding dumbbells on all of them, and happy days. Obviously, if it's a stage 2, it's going to have possibly 200 health, so it will be able to do that. But the fact that you could possibly Ultra Ball or Nest Ball for this thing, Guzma up something, you Guzma this thing up, oh look, I've got 660 damage, I'll just win the game. That could be very, very cool. But there's not just one. Oh no, there's 3. Let's go through the others. Oh, by the way, sorry, pathetic attack, but hidden power for 10 damage. So, another one here. Different one. I do like how we're getting these. It's really like odd, but it's really funny at the same time. Ability, hand. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and you have at least 35 cards in your hand, you may choose to win your game. Okay, so I'm just saying, you play Zoroark. It's just gotta be done. Either you play Zoroark and you play Swampert, and you literally just rely on just like going, trade. You just get rid of stuff. Get rid of stuff continually. Yes, you're getting rid of stuff, but you're drawing into stuff as well. So, for example, if you had 4 Zoroark and 1 Swampert, you would be able to get 11 cards for sacrificing what I believe to be 5. So you would get rid of 5 to get 6. So you'd only be going up by 1, which is kind of annoying, but you draw into your turn. You've got ways of getting energy out of the discard pile. So yes, it is a very complicated type thing to get done, but it could be a very interesting one at that. So that's probably my favourite one out of all of them, because I think this is the more likely one, although damage does seem a little bit more viable as well. And of course this one does have hidden power as well. We do have another one right here, which is right here, but this one, again, is very interesting. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and your opponent has at least 12 supporter cards in the lost zone, you may choose to win the game. I can't see this one getting a lot of stuff going, because supporter cards are quite hard to get in the discard pile. There is a tool which will be coming out in this set as well. We'll be checking that out tomorrow, which could help. But yeah, it could be interesting. I'm just saying it could be interesting. Okay, now I've got to talk about this. This Wobbuffet is absolutely amazing. I love the look of this Wobbuffet so much. But what does it do? The ability, Shield Tail. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, each player's Prism Star Pokemon can't attack and has no abilities. Okay, so pretty much that is very interesting, because Volcanion Prism Star has an ability and it has an attack. A lot of other Prism Stars do have... Now, yes, it does say Pokemon, so this means that this thing will not be able to stop trainer cards that are Prisms, just Pokemon. But it could be a nice little thing to just place on the bench, just in case there is a Prism Star going around and you think, ooh, this could be a little bit painful, especially with Volcanion Prism Star. So, you know, maybe just a one-off in a deck, just as something to be sure on. But I have to say, I absolutely love this thing so much. The card looks amazing. I love the background. It reminds me very much of Blacephalon in the background, actually, with that sort of disco portal type thing going on. But the Wobbuffet is just so cool. So cool. Right, I think we got another 4 Pokemon to check out now, but we've got this guy right here. We got a Girafarig coming out, which is pretty sweet. I love how you can see all of these going around here. Lost Burial for 1 colour. Choose 2 cards from your opponent's discard pile and put them into the Lost Zone. That is a pretty cool one indeed, because you get this one out, you place it into your active, and you think, okay, my opponent's been, you know, shuffling, doing a few Cynthias, possibly Judges, etc. Let's put them in the Lost Zone. Now, again, if you can get that done 6 times, and you do it with all supporters, that means 12 go in. Hello, this guy can win you the game. So, Girafarig could be interesting. It hasn't got the biggest of health. That is obviously a big statement there. But the fact that you can run 4 of them, the fact that it's just a 1 energy and it can go in any deck could be very, very interesting. Then for 3 colours, here we got Mind Shock. 70 damage attack isn't affected by weakness and resistance. But that Lost Burial thing could be very interesting indeed. So we have a Nihilego. We've got Nihilego coming out, and obviously it is an Ultra Beast. It is going to be a holo, which is going to be a pretty nice one to get. Fingers crossed we might see this being one of the pre-release promos. I'm just putting it out there. Would be nice. So for 1 Psychic, we've got Nightcap. This attack can only be used when your opponent has 2 prize cards remaining. Choose an attack on one of your opponent's Pokemon in play and use it as this attack. Huh! That would be pretty cool. Yes, they have to have 2 prize cards remaining. Yes, they could Guzma up something on your bench, but the fact that you can do any of their attacks, which could be something pretty devastating, is very interesting. And then for another Psychic, we've got Empty Tentacles. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned and confused. 2 more coming up now, guys. Poipole, we have another Ultra Beast. 1 colours for Eye Opener. Look at all of your face-down prize cards, then put them back face-down. So basically, you see what they are. Probably not the best thing as an attack, but, you know, if you wanted to do that sort of on your second turn before you evolve into a Naganadel, then you can do and think, oh, okay, there is that in there. Okay. Then for 2 colours, we got Peck for 20 damage. And that then evolves into a Naganadel, which is a holo in the set. So this has the ability of Charge Up. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. And it is an ability as well. So that is a very, very cool one indeed. Like that a lot. 3 colours here for Turning Point. 80 plus damage. If you have exactly 3 prize cards remaining, this attack does 80 more damage. So it does 80 regardless. 80 more would be 160. Choice band 130. That would be pretty cool. You do have to have 3 left though. But you could actually use the Naganadel GX to get you down to 3. Then next turn, hopefully if they don't KO anything, you can then use this to do 160. Which, who knows, could be an interesting attack. But there we go. I'm going to leave it here for those. And what we're going to do now is finish off with the Guess the GXs. We'll be carrying on from the Sudowoodo onwards in tomorrow's video. So definitely stay tuned for that. But from that, we're going to just head over now and check out what the GXs are. So let's go over to that. Okay, so with all the cards now having a look at and my voice almost gone, we can now check out the GX answer from yesterday. So I gave you that picture right there, and the answer was Golisopod GX. So well done to anyone who guessed that one. And then let's have a little look at the Guess the GX for today. We have that picture there, that one there, and that one right there. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts on what the GX is, as well as giving me some highlights from this set so far. Part 1 of our sort of review of the set, checking out all these cards. Let me know which cards you're liking the look of. Any decks in particular you think are doing an unknown Lost March type thing, let me know. Definitely want to hear from you guys, see what you guys think. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here for this video, and we'll continue tomorrow with part 2, and hopefully my voice will be slightly better. But apart from that, I'll see you guys in the next video.